ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, I'm very glad today to participate in the most professional and coherent simulation of European institutions, the EUropa.S 2016, organized by ERTA. And allow me to congratulate ERTA for the choice of Mr. Diamandouros for your award, as he is someone whose work has been the embodiment of our most fundamental European ideas. The results of his work and his devotion for safeguarding the interests and the rights of European citizens must be an example to all of us, showing that Europe is not just a big market, but also the area in the world that civil rights flourish and are protected the most. Every one of you is a great ambassador for Europe. Your presence here today is not something we take for granted. I know that not everybody at your age group shares your passion for European politics. You decided to participate in European institution simulation because you wanted to get involved. You care about Europe and you are willing to take an active part in building Europe's future. You are freely giving your time to learn about European institutions and search for solutions to Europe's current challenges. During these 3 days, you will face many problems for which solutions are still on the making, where our replies have not yet been finalized. And depending on the institution you choose to be part of, you will have a chance to understand the different methods used on European level, each one with specific advantages and disadvantages, but with a common denominator, as Professor Diamandouros explained. All the decisions of the European institutions come out of a process of compromise. Starting with a process of antithesis, we move then to synthesis, to reach a compromise that supports a solution containing, if possible, our most important positions. But I believe it is not by chance that we don't use a Greek word for this final goal, because unfortunately in our language, as Professor explained, compromise has a negative nuance, meaning to stray away from your ideological or political positions and interests, reaching something that obfuscates your shining truth. For me, this is the biggest lesson you can get from this simulation. You will learn that in the world around you exist not only your ideas, always right, blessed by God or history, but a kaleidoscope of other opinions and proposals with which you must compete, using the tools of rational thought, coherent presentation, and acquisition of allies. And maybe, when you will face huge odds against you, you will then understand that trust and alliances are built in years and not days. And also that in Europe you have no enemies, just opponents for one cause who will turn into allies for another. I also hope that there will be another lesson, less obvious but of equal importance. The current state of our institutions is lagging behind the needs of our union. We must create new ways for pushing this economic and political union much further, because as the economic and migrant crisis have demonstrated, only common European efforts give solutions. National replies create new problems. These are not my words, are President Juncker's words. And I heard with great interest the speech of the Dutch ambassador, and to tell you the truth, if I was Dutch, I would be tempted to think that sometimes we call for more national solutions, other times for more Europeans. But if we do that, we can see in a moment, one state that does not want to register refugees coming from abroad, from outside the Union, because it's easier not to do it and we have ideological differences. Another state does not want to take but Christian refugees, because Muslim refugees are children of a lesser God, maybe. Another country wants to spend much, much more than it produces and also ask for loans without any conditions, because they must be granted to it. Another country does not share data on terrorists, because their institutions are much, much better than the rest of Europe, so they keep their data locked until we have a big crisis. And another country creates borders because trying to keep terrorists out of the country, although most of them are children of her own. Another country does not believe in freedom of the press, The other country does not believe in freedom of justice. Although both countries coming from the communist bloc should think that these are not luxuries. These are parts of the European way, European ideals. If we see all these countries and all these problems, we will reach, in my opinion, the conclusion that European solutions will not come easily, and maybe Europe will move forward in waves and circles and not as a whole. But watch the world around you. China, the United States, India, Russia, Brazil, huge players, already integrated and having one voice, compete with our union, with 28 parliaments, 28 prime ministers, national borders, fears, prejudices. Tiresias the blind lives only in the songs of Homer. Merlin and Galadriel do not live in our universe, but it does not take an oracle to tell you about our difficult future. And it takes politicians with bravery and vision to overcome uncertainties and the forces of inertia and change that future. I hope some of these politicians and European functionaries will come from your ranks. That is why we stand here supporting every effort targeted to you, another generation we must not lose. Thank you very much.